Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's market breakdown on what we are looking for and what we should be expecting for this week. Let's jump straight into the economic calendar and then dive straight into some market analysis. So we've got a fairly busy week again this week. We've got Tuesday, retail sales, core retail sales. Wednesday we've got NFP moved over from last week Friday. So we're going to have to watch out for that one. Thursday we've got quite a lot of news events happening. And Friday, to be fair, all throughout the week we are very, very busy in terms of news events. All right, jumping straight into the charts. Let's do a breakdown of our indexes and what we will be looking for this week. So the DXY, I believe we're currently sitting at this inflection point, just tapped into the 61.8 on the fib. We are close testing this 12-hour 50 EMA and also sitting at a level of resistance, which was once used as support. I think to take this short, what I would like to see is potentially either a close below this level here, so closing below this 4-hour 50, or a break and retest if we want to be a bit more conservative to then take it short. If we do get a break and retest, what this could look like is a break below here, a retest of this area to go short with this EMA wrapping round, and then this could look like a left head and then the right shoulder there for us to take it short. Moving on to Euro. Euro is sitting at an inflection point. We are rejecting this 4-hour 50. We've already kind of had a move down. I believe we have rejected the daily 200 EMA, yep, to find some sort of support there. We're kind of sitting in sort of in between this sandwich area where do we use this daily 200 as actual support and then from here have our move up, or do we use it as brief support for a retracement back to this area here to then come short? I think ideally what I would like to see, if I'm going to short the DXY, ideally what I'd be looking for is to long Euro USD. For a Euro USD long, I would love to see a breakout of this area here to retrace back into this box with this EMA wrapping around and then to then take it long from there. That is what I would like to see if we're going to do a Euro USD long position. If not, maybe a break below here for a break and retest to continue. Ideally, if I want to long Euro USD, i.e. short the DXY, then I would like this to flip bullish. Moving on to the yen, we had our rejection from this daily area. We've had our move down breaking below this level here. We can get rid of this fib now because it's no longer in use. Depending on where this move finishes, I think then we will kind of assess the situation for any pullbacks into the averages potentially at this level here to then go short. But I think at the moment we'll let this move play out before we look for any pullbacks to enter short. Pound, we had our leg down here. We was in this consolidating area in between this zone. We've had our breakout below. I think ideally a move to this area here with this 4-hour 50 coming down to meet it to take it short, that would be the ideal situation for pound shorts if we get a move into that area. The Australian dollar, we are having again a move to the upside. I think once we finish off this move wherever that may be, we will then look for some retracements into the averages to take it long from there. But until this move finishes, I think we can leave the Australian dollar alone for now. Canadian dollar, right, so we were looking for shorts on the Canadian dollar from this area here last week. We had a drive down, but unfortunately we broke above the 4-hour 50 EMA, finding some sort of support above the 4-hour 50. We did wick into the 12-hour 50 EMA, using that as resistance. At the moment, it's looking a little bit indecisive. So what I would like to see from the Canadian dollar is ultimately a break of this area to come down, retest with this 4-hour 50 meeting it to go short. Ideally, because we are almost consolidating at the moment. We're not creating any new highs. We're not creating any new lows. So if we were to break out of here and continue up, we would flip bullish. But yeah, we are kind of sitting in this consolidating area. We haven't broken any lows. We haven't broken any highs. We're just kind of sitting in between here. I think at the moment we'll sit tight, see how this reacts to the market over the next 24 hours or so, and then look to make some decisions then. Swiss franc, we had a move up from the averages. So 4-hour 200, we rejected. The 12-hour 50 was rejected. The daily 50 was rejected. So from this area was a great move up. We were in CAD CHF shorts, so we were looking for Swiss franc strength. We did have the strength, but unfortunately the Canadian dollar had a bit of strength last week. Ultimately our position just consolidated. For this week, ideally we would have closed above this level. We did reject it. I think what I would like to see is a break above here and then coming back down to retest potentially into the averages and then look to take it long from there. And then lastly, the New Zealand dollar. Again, we are having a move similar to the Australian dollar. We've rejected this 8-hour 50, having a move up. I think once we finish this move, we will look for any retracements back in, potentially into this area here. So i.e. something like this, a move up, the 4-hour 50 to follow, and then a pullback to meet it to go long once again. Right, so I think if we're looking to short the DXY from this area here, what I would like to see is a break below this 4-hour 50, and then that would in turn enable us to take Euro USD long from this area here. So what we've already seen is we've had a rejection from this 61.8 on the fib, which is this area here. We've come into this area of interest, which is support, which was once used as resistance. Going down time frames, we are rejecting the 12-hour 50 EMA from this area here. We have closed above the 8-hour 50 here, and then going to the 4-hour, if we can get a strong full body close above the 4-hour 50 or a break and retest to go long, either or would be ideal. A break and retest is a bit more conservative, so a break above this area here to retest the 4-hour 50 to then take it long. Again, definitely more conservative, but ultimately a little bit risky because we could break out and then continue and never have the retest. So I'm more of a breakout to catch the move. Like I'm not fussed if we break out and close like up here. I'm alright to have ultimately a wider stop loss and a less risk to reward. If you wanted to, you could enter half a position at the close and set a buy limit for the other half of your position at the 4-hour 50. So once you get the retest, that's always an option. And then if not Euro USD, then NZD USD to go long. So we are at this area here. So I'm looking for a retest potentially of this area here. So at a round psychological level of 0.6, where we have had resistance and support before going all the way across. If we can get a retest of this area here with this 4-hour 50 wraparound to take it long, that would definitely be something I am interested in. That could also look like a inverse head and shoulders should we get this retest here, but it all depends on what both of these charts do throughout the day tomorrow. Our oil position opened the market with a big fat gap, which isn't ideal to be fair. And then CAD CHF from last week, how we closed super bearish on the day with this candlestick here. We are now having a push upwards in this consolidating area here. BTC is actually rejecting that area that we spoke about last week. So where we've had previous resistance, we're currently using it as support. We've wicked into it as support, wicking off this monthly 50 EMA and also the weekly 200 EMA. We are almost looking to close above it. We've got about 40 minutes left of this daily or this weekly candlestick to close. If we close anything like this, it actually looks really good for a potential move to the upside. We could see another wick into this weekly 200 or also the monthly 50, and then hopefully have some sort of upwards momentum from here. So BTC does look quite good from this level. But yeah, guys, any questions, please drop them down below. I hope this helps going into the week and everyone has a good one. But until next time, see you guys later.